Derrick Martell Rose is an American professional basketball player for the Chicago Bulls of the National Basketball Association. Born in Chicago, Rose learned the game of basketball from his three older brothers. In high school, he won 2 state championships and was rated by scouts as the top point guard prospect in the country after graduation. He played for the University of Memphis Tigers and reached the NCAA National Championship game in 2008. Shortly after, Rose declared for the 2008 NBA draft and was selected first overall by the Chicago Bulls. In his first year of professional basketball, Rose was voted the Rookie of the Year and was selected to the All-Rookie team. In his second season, Rose was selected as an NBA All-Star for the 2010 NBA All-Star Game. He was also named a starter for the U.S. team at the 2010 FIBA World Championships. In 2011, he received the NBA Most Valuable Player award, becoming the youngest player ever to win this award. He and Michael Jordan are the only Chicago Bulls players to have won the title of NBA MVP. In 2009, an NCAA investigation revealed that Rose's SAT scores had been invalidated, making him retroactively ineligible to play for Memphis. As a result, the NCAA vacated Memphis's entire 2007-08 season. Early life: Derrick Rose was born and raised in the Englewood area, one of the most dangerous neighborhoods on Chicago's South Side. He was Brenda Rose's fourth son after Dwayne, Reggie and Alan, but the first in 7 years. All three were talented basketball players who taught Rose the in and outs of basketball on nearby courts. As his talent for the sport grew, Rose began to attract much more outside attention in Chicago's basketball circles, leading his mother and brothers to restrict outside contact to him. She feared his road to the NBA would be exploited and derailed by outside parties like street agents, similar to what happened to former Chicago prospect Ronnie Fields. High school: by the time Rose enrolled at Simeon Career Academy in 2003, he was a hot commodity for collegiate coaches. Despite his reputation, he played freshman and JV basketball for the Wolverines. He wore number 25 in honor of Benji Wilson, a promising player who was murdered by a gang member during his senior year in 1984. Rose was not allowed on varsity due to a long-standing tradition that head coach Bob Hambrick, who had been with the school since 1980, had no freshmen on the varsity team. That rule did not lessen Rose's play, and he went on to put up 18.5 points, 6.6 assists, 4.7 rebounds and 2.1 steals per game, and led both the freshman and sophomores to city championships with a 24-1 record. Hambrick softened his stance and allowed the freshmen a chance to play on varsity in the state tournament, but Rose declined, wanting the players to get due credit. The next year Hambrick retired and Robert Smith was hired, opening the path to varsity. In Rose's debut, he had 22 points, 7 rebounds and 5 steals over Thornwood High School in a sold-out game filled with college scouts and coaches. He led the Wolverines to a 30-5 mark while averaging 19.8 points, 5.1 rebounds, 8.3 assists and 2.4 steals, but the season ended after a loss in state regionals. Rose's play garnered him his first national award, a parade third-team All-American spot. During Rose's junior year in 2006, the Simeon Wolverines broke through and won the Chicago Public League Championship held at the United Center, where Rose starred with 25 points and crowd-pleasing dunks. The team advanced through the playoffs and earned a berth in the Class AA state championship against Richwoods High School, where a fourth-quarter buzzer beater by Richwood forced overtime. The score was knotted at 29 late in the extra period when Rose stole the ball and buried the game-winning jumper as time expired, giving Simeon its first state title since the Wilson-led Wolverines won in 1984. The team finished 33-4, nationally ranked, and Rose was awarded with an All-State Illinois mention, EA Sports All-American second-team pick and another Parade All-American selection. Entering his senior year, Rose was ranked the 5th best prospect in the nation by Sports Illustrated. In January 2007, Simeon traveled to Madison Square Garden in January 2007 to play Rice High School and star guard Kemba Walker. The Wolverines, however, lost 53-51. The season's highlight was a nationally televised contest on ESPN against Virginia perennial power Oak Hill Academy 2 weeks later. Matched up with hyped junior guard Brandon Jennings, Rose had 28 points, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds and held Jennings scoreless in the first 3 quarters, 17 overall in a 78-75 win. For his performance, USA Today named him their High School Player of the Week. Simeon went on to repeat as public league champions and defended their state championship, defeating Owain High School 77-54. In doing so, Simeon became the first Chicago Public League school to win 2 straight state championships. In his final high school game, Rose scored 2 points, but pulled down 7 rebounds and totaled 8 assists, while Simeon big man Tim Flowers scored 35 points. The Wolverines ended the season 33-2 and ranked first in the nation by Sports Illustrated and 6th on USA Today's Super 25. Rose averaged 25.2 points, 9.1 assists, 8.8 rebounds and 3.4 steals. Overall, Simeon's record while Rose played was 120-12. After his senior year, Rose was again All-State after being named Illinois Mr. Basketball and was named to the McDonald's All-American team. He was also awarded with first-team honors by Parade Selection and USA Today First Team All-American. Rose was selected to play in the Jordan Brand All-Star Game and Nike Hoop Summit. In 2009, Rose was named the decade's third greatest high school point guard by ESPN Rise magazine behind Chris Paul and T.J. Ford, and had his jersey number retired along with Ben Wilson. High school statistics, AA Year on Honor Varsity Season, College. Rose accepted a scholarship to play for the University of Memphis Tigers under John Calipari, who recruited him after seeing him play in an AAU game. Strong efforts were made by Indiana University and In-State University of Illinois to sign Rose to their own programs. Illinois in particular planned to pair Rose and their 5-star recruit Eric Gordon, who had played AAU basketball with Rose. Gordon, however, retracted his verbal commitment from the Fighting Illini, opting to play for Indiana, and Rose subsequently gave his verbal commitment before the start of his senior season. Rose chose Memphis because of the school's history of putting players in the NBA and the prospect of Rod Strickland, a 17-year veteran of the league, mentoring him. Rose switched to number 23, due to the fact that number 25 had been retired by the school in honor of Penny Hardaway. With the addition of Rose and led by veteran upperclassmen Joey Dorsey and Chris Douglas Roberts, the Tigers started out the season ranked 3rd in the nation. Memphis sprinted to a 26-0 start and claimed the number 1 ranking in the country for the first time in over 25 years before falling to the University of Tennessee Volunteers 66-62 in February. Memphis was able to bounce back and capture the Conference USA tournament to qualify for the Big Dance with a 33-1 record. Rose averaged 14.9 points per game, 4.7 assists and 4.5 rebounds per game during the regular season and earned All-American third-team honors among others. He finished as a finalist for the Bob Cousy Award as well as the John R. Wooden Award. Memphis was seeded number 1 in the South region. Rose earned high praise for his increased focus on defense, hounding Texas Longhorn guard DJ Augustin into a low-percentage game in the Elite Eight. In a matchup against the UCLA in the Final Four, Rose finished with 25 points and 9 rebounds while putting pressure on Bruins point Darren Collison to lead the Tigers to the NCAA championship game against the Kansas Jayhawks with an 85-67 victory. The win set a NCAA mark for most wins in a season. Against Kansas, Rose scored 17 points on 7-17 shooting, with 6 rebounds and 7 assists, but missed a critical free throw at the end of the second half, as Memphis fell in overtime, 75-68. Memphis concluded the season 38-2. Rose was named to the All-Final Four team after averaging 20.8 points, 6.5 rebounds and 6 assists during the tourney. On April 15, Rose declared for the 2008 NBA Draft. Grading controversy. According to the University of Memphis legal counsel Sheree Lipman, a month after the loss to Kansas, the NCAA sent a letter to the school stating that Rose had an invalidated standardized test score the previous year at Chicago's Simeon High School. The next January, the NCAA sent another letter, charging Memphis with knowing that Rose had someone else take his SAT for him. Memphis started its own investigation and sent its response back on April 24. On May 28, 2009, the Memphis Commercial Appeal obtained the letter through the Freedom of Information Act and released it. Although the player's name was redacted due to privacy laws, process of elimination and sources revealed the player as Derrick Rose. The next day, in a separate investigation, James Sullivan, Inspector General of the Chicago Public Schools District's Board of Education, released a report of his investigation stating that 4 student-athletes of a CPS school had 1-month grade boosts to alter their college transcripts. The Chicago Sun-Times revealed the school as Simeon Career Academy and that 3 of the 4 were Rose and his former teammates Kevin Johnson and Tim Flowers, prominent members of the back-to-back championship teams. The newspaper claimed that Rose's grade was changed from a D to a C. Another part of the report stated that high school staff lost the original permanent records for 3 of the above-mentioned students-athletes. Sullivan started the investigation because none of the grade changes were supported by any documentation. He also failed to find a suspect as at least 7 people at Simeon had the ability to access student grades and records. Illinois High School Association Executive Director Marty Hickman reacted by saying, "It is obvious that this is worth taking a look into." Robert Smith, who coached the Wolverines from 2004 to 2007, denied any wrongdoing. District spokeswoman Monique Bond said the students involved probably did not know about the grade change. Allegations surfaced that Rose's brother, Reggie, had been allowed to travel with the team for free on several occasions. Memphis contended that it had learned of the allegations about Rose's SAT score shortly after he enrolled at the school. It conducted its own investigation, in which Rose was questioned by 4 school officials. Ultimately, Memphis was unable to find any evidence that Rose had cheated based on what was available at the time, and cleared him to play. Rose released a statement through his lawyer Daniel E. Ridey. "Mr. Rose is aware of the allegations reported in the press. Mr. Rose cooperated fully with the University of Memphis Athletic and Legal Department's unregistered trademark investigation of this issue when he was a student, and that investigation uncovered no wrongdoing on his part." On August 20, 2009, the NCAA vacated Memphis' 2007-08 season. It took the position that because the Educational Testing Service voided Rose's SAT score after Rose's freshman year at Memphis, strict liability required that Rose be retroactively declared ineligible. It also determined that even without the questions about his test score, Rose would have lost his eligibility in December 2007 due to Reggie Rose being allowed to travel for free. On May 28, 2010, Rose, former Memphis basketball coach John Calipari, and Memphis Athletic Director R.C. Johnson reached a $100,000 out-of-court settlement with 3 attorneys who represented Memphis season ticket holders and threatened a lawsuit over the vacated 2007-08 season. The Memphis Commercial Appeal first reported on this settlement in October 2011. College statistics. Note: college statistics are unofficial, as Rose's achievements have officially been stricken from Memphis's record books. NBA career, Chicago Bulls, 2008-09 season, Rookie of the Year season. Rose was selected first overall in the draft by the Chicago Bulls, although Chicago had only a 1.7% chance of capturing the top pick in the draft lottery held that past May. He was selected to the U.S. Select Team to scrimmage against and prepare the national team for the Olympics in Beijing. In mid-July, he played 2 games in the Orlando Pro Summer League until forced out by tendinitis in his right knee, ending his summer, but returned in October to play all 8 preseason games. Rose became the first Bulls draftee to score 10 points or more in his first 10 games since Michael Jordan, and earned Eastern Conference Rookie of the Month honors for November and December. During the All-Star Weekend, Rose played in the Rookie Challenge, and won the Skills Challenge, where he beat out several All-Stars to become the first rookie to claim the trophy. Overcoming a January and February slump, Rose returned to form and won monthly rookie honors in March. Meanwhile, the Bulls, re-energized by the trade deadline acquisitions of John Salmons and Brad Miller, finished the regular season on a 12-4 spurt to qualify as the 7th seed in the Eastern Conference. Rose, by virtue of winning Rookie of the Year, joined Michael Jordan and Elton Brand as the only Bulls to do so. He was also the first number 1 draft pick since LeBron James to win the award. He averaged 16.8 points on 47.5% field goal shooting, 6.3 assists and 3.9 rebounds per game, and was also named to the NBA All-Rookie First Team. In his playoff debut against the defending champion Boston Celtics, Rose recorded 36 points, 11 assists, and 4 rebounds as the Bulls prevailed in a 105-103 overtime win on the road. Rose became the second player in NBA history to record 35 points and 10 assists in his playoff debut, after Chris Paul. Rose averaged 19.7 points on 47.5% shooting, 6.3 assists and 4.9 rebounds per game in his playoff debut, as the Bulls were defeated by the Celtics in 7 games. 2009-10 season, first All-Star season, Rose's sophomore season started off with an ankle injury in his first preseason game. Rose would go on to miss the rest of the preseason. Rose started the Bulls season opener against the San Antonio Spurs but played limited minutes. Rose's ankle bothered him for most of November, but as his ankle healed, his game improved. On January 28, 2010, Rose was elected to his first career All-Star game as a reserve for the Eastern Conference, making him the first Bulls player to be selected since Michael Jordan in 1998. Rose ended up with 8 points, 4 assists and 3 steals in the game. The Bulls once again made the playoffs in the 2009-10 season, finishing with a 41-41 record. In the playoffs, Rose averaged 26.8 points and 7.2 assists, but the Bulls lost in 5 games to the Cleveland Cavaliers. On April 13, 2010, Rose scored 39 points against the Celtics, making 15-22 field goals, and 9-10 free throws. According to a January 2010 report by ESPN, Rose had the 4th best-selling jersey in the league. 2010-11 season, MVP season. On October 30, 2010, in the Bulls' second game of the season, Rose scored 39 points in a 101-91 win against the Detroit Pistons. 2 days after, Rose contributed 13 assists, helping Luol Deng score a career-high 40 points in a win against the Portland Trail Blazers. On December 10, Rose scored 29 points and had 9 assists, leading the Bulls to their first victory over the Los Angeles Lakers since December 19, 2006. On January 17, 2011, Rose finished with 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 12 assists, recording his first career triple-double against the Memphis Grizzlies. On January 27, he was announced as a starting guard on the 2011 NBA All-Star Team for the East squad. On February 17, in the Bulls' last game before the All-Star break, Rose set a regular season career high with 42 points, while also recording 8 assists and 5 rebounds, as the Bulls beat the San Antonio Spurs 109-99. On March 26, Rose had a career-high 17 assists, along with 30 points, in a 95-87 victory over the Milwaukee Bucks. At the end of the 2010-11 NBA season, the Bulls finished with a league-leading record of 62-20. Their 60-plus wins was the Bulls' first such season since 1997-98 and 6th 60-plus win in franchise history. At season's end, Rose became only the 3rd player since the 1972-73 NBA season to record 2,000 points and 600 assists in a single season. The other 2 players were LeBron James and Michael Jordan. On May 3, Rose was named the NBA Most Valuable Player, joining Michael Jordan as the only players to receive the award in Chicago Bulls history. At the age of 22 years, 6 months, Rose also broke Wes Unsel's 42-year record as the youngest player in league history to receive the award. In the 2011 NBA playoffs, the Bulls defeated the Indiana Pacers and Atlanta Hawks in the first two rounds. In the Eastern Conference Finals, the Bulls faced the Miami Heat, led by LeBron James, Dwyane Wade and Chris Bosh. The Bulls lost the series in 5 games. During the 2011 playoffs, Rose averaged 27.1 points per game, but only shot 39% from the field and 24% for three-pointers. 2011 a Euro 12 season, injury-plagued season. In December 2011, Rose signed a 5-year contract extension with the Bulls for $94.8 million. The contract was 30% of the Bulls' salary cap, the maximum allowed under a rule dubbed the Derrick Rose Rule from the 2011 NBA Collective Bargaining Agreement. Rose was voted as an All-Star Game starter for the second consecutive year. He was the second leading vote-getter behind Orlando Magic center Dwight Howard. He averaged 21.8 ppg, along with a career-high 7.9 apg and 35.3 mpg, but played a career-low 39 games due to injuries. He helped Luol Deng become an All-Star for the first time in his career. During Game 1 of the first round of the playoffs against the Philadelphia 76ers, Rose injured his left knee while trying to jump. He was immediately helped off the court. The injury occurred when the Bulls were leading by 12 points with 1:22 left to play. Rose came up just short of a triple-double, finishing with 23 points, 9 assists, and 9 rebounds in 37 minutes of action. An MRI later revealed that Rose tore the ACL in his left knee and would miss the rest of the season. Rose had surgery performed on May 12, 2012, with an estimated recovery period of 8 to Euro 12 months. 2012 a Euro 13 season, injured season, Rose returned to full contact practice in January 2013, and was cleared by doctor to play that March, but he did not appear in a game during the 2012 a Euro 13 NBA season. Despite Rose's absence, the Bulls advanced to the Eastern Conference semifinals, where they lost to the eventual champions, the Miami Heat. 2013 a Euro 14 season, return, out again. Rose's much-awaited return came on October 5, 2013, in a preseason game against the Indiana Pacers. He had a slow start but scored his first point in the first quarter. He finished the game with 13 points in 20 minutes of play. On October 16, 2013, Rose returned to play in Chicago for the first time, scoring 22 points against the Detroit Pistons. "I think I'm way more explosive now. Like getting to the rim. I think I can take contact a little bit better. And as far as jumping-wise, I think I can jump even higher. They tested my vertical, I increased it by 5 inches," Rose said after the win. During the preseason, Rose averaged 20.7 points and 5 assists. His first official game was in 107 a Euro 95 loss against the defending champions Miami Heat on October 29. Rose was limited to 12 points, while having 4 assists and 34 minutes of play. He played his usual minutes, but was inefficient from the field, shooting for a Euro 15. 2 days later, he played his first official home game against the New York Knicks where he hit the game-winning floater in an 82 a Euro 81 win. He had 18 points, 6 rebounds and 3 assists. On November 3, 2013, Rose scored 13 points and committed 8 turnovers in the loss against the Philadelphia 76ers. He struggled in his return, shooting 28.8% from the field and averaging 5.7 turnovers in his first 3 games. On November 22, Rose injured his right knee during a game against the Portland Trail Blazers. An MRI the next day confirmed that Rose tore his right knee meniscus and that surgery was required. At the time, Rose was averaging 15.9 points and 4.3 assists and 31.1 minutes per game. On November 25, Rose underwent surgery on the torn meniscus in his right knee. The same day, the Bulls announced Rose was out for the season, after a successful surgery. Player profile: standing at 6 feet 3 inches, Rose is a point guard. Rose has established himself as an elite athlete who is extremely strong and fast. He is a slasher who constantly attacks the basket and finishes in traffic, which contributes to his career average of 21 points per game. Rose is known for his ability to convert difficult layups. Rose's excellent body control and the ability to change direction extremely well contribute to his ability to get to the rim. Rose is at his best in the full-court set because of his athleticism. He can initiate the pick and roll at an elite level, contributing to his career average of 6.8 assists per game. Throughout his first 2 seasons, the main weakness cited in Rose's ability was his three-point range. He averaged only .242 on three-point field goals throughout his first 2 seasons. Rose greatly improved his three-point range in his 3rd season. He averaged .332 on three-point field goals and made 128 three-pointers in that season alone. During the off-season, during which he worked on his three-point shot, Rose said, "It's there. I have a consistent three-point shot now." He added in another interview, "You'll see. I just have so much confidence in my jump shot now. It's coming along so good. It's past even my expectations at this point." NBA statistics, regular season, playoffs, career highs, regular season, playoffs, triple-double, recorded 22 points, 12 assists and 10 rebounds at Memphis Grizzlies on 02-01-01-17-0000 January 17, 2011. Accomplishments and awards, NBA Most Valuable Player, 2011, NBA All-Star Selection, 2010, 2011, 2012, All-NBA First Team, 2011, NBA Rookie of the Year, 2009, NBA All-Rookie First Team, 2009, Skills Challenge Champion, 2009, Conference Rookie of the Month, November, December, March, Conference Player of the Week selections, Conference Player of the Month selection, invited and agreed to play for the United States men's national basketball team in the 2010 FIBA World Championship. Awarded Player of the Game trophy after an exhibition against Greece. Nominated for Best Breakthrough Athlete at the ESPY Awards 2009, youngest player in NBA history to win Most Valuable Player, college, freshman year, NCAA Tournament All-Final 4 Team, NCAA Tournament South Region MVP, NABC Third Team All-American, NABC All-District 7 First Team, All-Conference USA First Team, Conference USA Freshman of the Year, Conference USA All-Freshman Team First Team, Sporting News All-Freshman Team, Conference USA Player of the Week for games between December 17 through the February 23. K Sports College Hoops Classic MVP, 2K Sports College Hoops Classic All-Tournament Team. High school, senior year, Class AA State Championship, Class AA Tournament MVP, Illinois Mr. Basketball 2007, 2007 McDonald's All-American, USA Today 2007 All-USA First Team, Parade 2007 All-America First Team, EA Sports 2007 All-American First Team, All-State Illinois, 2007, MaxPreps.com All-America First Team, Slam Magazine 2007 First Team, MidstateHoops.com 2007 Class AA Player of the Year. Junior year, Class AA State Championship, Class AA Tournament MVP, Parade 2006 All-American Fourth Team, All-State Illinois, 2006, EA Sports 2006 All-American Second Team. Sophomore year, Parade 2005 All-American Third Team, Chicago Sun-Times All-Area. Off the court, personal life, on October 9, 2012, Rose's girlfriend, Mika Reese, gave birth to their son, Derrick, Jr. Rose is a Christian. Rose has spoken about his faith saying, "God does everything for a reason." Rose wears a wristband that says "In Jesus' name I play," and has several tattoos about his faith. Endorsements. After being drafted by the Bulls in 2008, Rose signed a shoe deal with Adidas for $1 million per year. He has also signed with Wilson Sporting Goods. Other endorsement deals include Skullcandy headphones, Powerade, Force Factor sports drinks and a suburban Chicago Nissan dealership. His agent is former Bulls guard B.J. Armstrong. Rose was announced as the cover athlete for the 2K Sports downloadable content game, NBA 2K10 Draft Combine, which was released on Xbox Live Arcade for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation Network for the PlayStation 3. In 2011, Rose was estimated by Crain's Chicago business to earn $1.5 a year $2.5 million annually in endorsements, ranking just outside the top 10 NBA players in that category. In December 2011, it was reported that Rose was nearing a contract extension with Adidas, worth $250 million over 10 years. In 2012, Rose became a part owner and spokesman for the Chicago-based Giordano's Pizzeria. On June 26, 2012, it was announced that Rose would appear on the cover of NBA 2K13, along with fellow NBA players Kevin Durant and Blake Griffin. Media. In 2012, while recovering from injury, Derrick Rose launched a Twitter account. Derrick Rose and the Rose family teamed up with Adidas to launch a viral marketing campaign on his rehab from injury entitled The Return of Derrick Rose. See also: 2006 High School Boys Basketball All-Americans, Notes. External links, official website, career statistics and player information from NBA.com, or a basketball-reference.com, Memphis Tigers bio, Scout.com profile, Rivals.com profile, DraftExpress.com profile, CollegeHoops.net profile.